She was America's sweetheart, the face of family TV in the 90s, the woman millions knew as Aunt Becky. He was the fashion mogul with his name on shirts, stores, and runways. Together, Lori Loughlin and Mossimo Giannulli were one of those rare Hollywood couples who seemed untouchable. 27 years of marriage, 2 kids, countless red carpets, and through it all, a united front. Until now. Because today, that picture-perfect love story has cracked open, and what's coming out is sending shockwaves through Hollywood. Sources close to the couple have confirmed that after nearly 3 decades together, Lori and Mossimo are separating. Not officially divorced yet, but no longer living under the same roof. And this time, it doesn't look like a publicity stunt. It's real. Let's break down how one of Hollywood's longest-lasting marriages collapsed, from the scandals that nearly destroyed them, to the secrets that insiders claim pushed them apart. Because this isn't just about love ending, it's about power, image, and the cost of holding it together for too long. It started like a movie. Back in the mid-90s, Lori Loughlin had already cemented herself as a household name thanks to Full House. Her wholesome image made her America's favorite aunt, while Mossimo Giannulli was riding a wave of fashion success. His self-titled brand, Mossimo, was exploding across malls nationwide. When they met, it wasn't some glamorous Hollywood setup. It was casual, almost unexpected. Lori had been married before, a short-lived union that ended quietly. But when she met Mossimo, she reportedly said it just clicked. They eloped in 1997, skipping the over-the-top wedding route for something private, spontaneous, and very them. For years, they were the definition of solid. No tabloid scandals, no messy PR. They were raising 2 daughters, Olivia Jade and Isabella Rose, and living the quiet kind of success most Hollywood couples envy. Then came the scandal that changed everything. The year their world imploded. The FBI dropped what became known as Operation Varsity Blues, a nationwide investigation into college admissions fraud. And right at the center of it were Lori and Mossimo. Federal prosecutors alleged the couple paid $500,000 to get their daughters into USC by falsely portraying them as crew team recruits, even though neither had ever rowed competitively. In an instant, everything they built came crashing down. Lori, the image of moral perfection, was branded a liar. Mossimo, the designer who built his empire from scratch, was painted as the mastermind. The media went into overdrive. Headlines, memes, talk shows, everyone had an opinion. Lori lost acting jobs overnight. Hallmark dropped her from their network. Netflix replaced her in Fuller House. Mossimo's business partnerships dried up. For months, the couple maintained their innocence, pleading not guilty and insisting they had been misled. But as the evidence mounted, they changed course and took plea deals. Lori served 2 months in prison. Mossimo 5. And when they came home, they weren't the same. They tried to move forward. They put on brave faces. They attended family dinners. They smiled for cameras. But behind closed doors, insiders say the dynamic between them had shifted forever. Prison changes a person. And for a couple who'd been united in everything, serving separate sentences only deepened the cracks. One insider described it like this: they went through hell together, but they came out as different people. Mossimo reportedly became more withdrawn. He focused on rebuilding his business quietly, keeping out of the public eye. Lori, on the other hand, wanted redemption. She started speaking with media outlets again, reconnecting with old friends, and even looking for new acting opportunities. And that's where the distance started to grow. She wanted to re-enter the spotlight. He wanted to stay far away from it. For years, they tried to make it work. They spent holidays together, attended family events, and shared moments with their daughters. But those who knew them say their relationship became more of a partnership than a romance. And the tension wasn't just emotional, it was financial. Even before the scandal, Mossimo's fashion brand had taken major hits. His label was sold to Target in a licensing deal years earlier, meaning he no longer owned it outright. After the scandal, his reputation made it difficult to secure new ventures. Lori, meanwhile, was trying to rebuild her career. But in Hollywood, forgiveness comes slowly and often, never fully. Every time she appeared at an event or charity function, the comments were brutal. Some said she deserved a second chance. Others couldn't forget what happened. And while she tried to stay positive, sources say the constant judgment took a toll on her marriage too. She reportedly felt like Mossimo wasn't supporting her enough that he wanted her to stay quiet, out of sight. But Lori wanted her life back. Fast forward to 2025. Reports emerged that the couple had quietly put their Hidden Hills mansion up for sale. a 12,000 square foot estate they once called their forever home. They said they were downsizing. But the whispers began. Friends noticed they were attending events separately. Lori showed up to dinners without her wedding ring. Mossimo was spotted spending time away from Los Angeles, retreating to a smaller property outside California. Then the confirmation hit. Lori and Mossimo are living apart. Sources close to the couple describe the split as amicable but heartbreaking. They're not rushing into divorce, but they're also not pretending anymore. They're giving each other space, one insider said. They still care for one another, but they've grown in different directions. Translation? They're done. Behind the scenes, their daughters, Olivia Jade and Isabella Rose, are trying to stay neutral. Olivia, who built her own career as a YouTuber and influencer, has weathered her share of backlash too. Her name became synonymous with the scandal that nearly ended her family's reputation. But lately, she's been rebuilding her image, focusing on lifestyle content and fashion deals. She's appeared in interviews, often defending her parents, but also acknowledging how the scandal changed her. For her, this separation hits differently. She's said to be heartbroken but understanding. Bella, on the other hand, has stayed more private. Friends say she's quietly supported both parents but avoids getting involved. The sisters reportedly spent recent holidays separately, a sign that even the family's once tight unit is evolving. So what went wrong behind closed doors? It wasn't one big event. It was everything that came after the scandal, the loss, the silence, the rebuilding that never really worked. Imagine being in their shoes. You've built an empire on image and love. The world tears it down. You survive, but you're never the same. Some people heal together, others heal apart. And according to multiple insiders, Lori was the one who decided to take a step back first. She just wanted peace, one source claimed. After everything they'd been through, she needed to find herself again. It wasn't about money or betrayal. It was about freedom. She wanted to rediscover who she was, not Aunt Becky, not a convict, not a tabloid headline, but Lori. And maybe Mossimo needed the same. Now people are asking, will they ever reconcile? Right now, it doesn't look likely. Those close to the couple say their separation has been respectful. No fights, no legal drama, no public blame game. But there's also no talk of getting back together. They've accepted that they're at different stages of life. Mossimo is reportedly focused on creative work again, painting, design, and some private projects. Lori's energy is going toward charity work and her gradual Hollywood return. And although they'll always share family history and love, it seems like the romantic chapter has closed. But here's what makes this story even more compelling. Hollywood is full of couples who crumble under the pressure of fame, but Lori and Mossimo weren't a typical Hollywood couple. They didn't cheat, they didn't exploit scandals for publicity, they didn't stage drama for headlines. They simply broke under the weight of everything they carried. Two people who survived public humiliation, prison, financial losses, and constant media scrutiny, and somehow, after surviving all of that, lost each other anyway. It's almost poetic. They stayed together through their worst storm, only to realize, when the storm finally cleared, that they were standing on different shores. In a world obsessed with perfect images, Lori and Mossimo's story is a reminder that perfection is often an illusion. They played the part of Hollywood's ideal couple for nearly 3 decades. But behind those smiles and photos, they were human, flawed, scared, and trying to hold on. And when love becomes survival, it stops being love. So maybe their separation isn't a tragedy. Maybe it's a quiet kind of freedom, a chance to finally live honestly, away from the expectations, the labels, and the weight of pretending. But make no mistake, Hollywood is watching. Because this split isn't just a breakup, it's a cultural moment. The fall of one of TV's most beloved icons. The unraveling of a marriage that once symbolized strength through scandal. And for those who've followed their journey since Full House, it's hard not to feel something. A mix of sadness, nostalgia, and curiosity about what comes next. Lori Loughlin and Mossimo Giannulli aren't villains. They're not heroes either. They're just two people who built a beautiful, complicated life, and now they're trying to rebuild separate ones. What happens next is anyone's guess. Will Lori remarry? Will Mossimo disappear from the spotlight entirely? Will they keep their divorce private? Or will the tabloids feast on every new development? One thing's for sure, this isn't the end of their story. It's just a new chapter. Because in Hollywood, the spotlight never really turns off. It just moves. And for Lori and Mossimo, it's finally moved away, giving them both something they haven't had in a long time: space to breathe.